My name's David Readman and I'd like to welcome you to my Tuesday night Fun and Games live show. Every Tuesday night on YouTube at 8 o'clock. Come and join in. Hello everybody, happy new year. It's 2022. Hopefully you can hear me. Believe me, it's a shock. Let me just have a quick look on here for the audio mixer. I believe you can hear me. It's a big massive shock for me. I've had like half a year break, you could say, maybe less, maybe more, but welcome to my show. My name's David Readman. We're back online. It's 2022. Same shit, different year. I say it every time. I'm going to make a t-shirt. Same shit, different year. It sounds negative, but let's be honest. In the Netherlands here, we've been, the last 3 weeks, we've been in lockdown. So, you know, for us, it's kind of like back to square one, you could say. Schools are going back next week, I think. Whether the shops open and normal life returns here in the lowlands, who the F knows? Believe me, it's a difficult time once again. Also, for anybody, basically, music. I think the UK have been quite lucky in respect, even though Boris has been very strange recently. I think it's those strange blue tablets he's been taking. Hope everybody's really well. Let's have a look online for the first time. It's 2022. Isn't it just amazing? Let's go to with the chat. Here we go, folks. Well, look, we got Mark online. It's just incredible. Kate, oh, Kate, lovely to hear from you. See you hopefully very soon. I've been checking out your Facebook posts every now and then. Hope you're well. I know that you've been struggling again, unfortunately, but I hope things have improved for you. And I hope that the beginning of 2022 has been fair and square to you so far. So we got Noriko from Japan. Japan's online. I don't know what time it is in Japan. I could look in my phone. Quite often I do call people in Guatemala, and I'm calling to New Zealand and Australia, like you do, of course. And it's part of my psyche. It's kind of like, it's what we do. I'm from the UK, and it's in me. I have no choice. I can't stop it. I have to ask them, how is the weather? And what time is it over there, right? And quite often people say to me, Dave, just look in your phone, you'll be able to see the time. But I don't know, I just enjoy asking. And I just, I like the thought that this person's kind of looking at his watch or her watch or computer or telephone, and they got to decide what time it is. And it's just all part of the being British thing, the umbrella thing. Let's have a quick look again. Here we go. Kate, it's not been good, but I hope that the man goes, oh, my brain disorder claims down. Thank you for asking. Noriko says it's 4 a.m. here, which means, oh my God, I'm so sorry for keeping you up. It's difficult. Maybe I have to reschedule these live shows. But either way, I'm so glad that you're on. It's nice to hear from you. Always enjoy your artwork, of course, from Japan. Who else we got online? We got, of course, I still can't pronounce it. Spirit of Leodan from Hamburg. Happy New Year, my friend, he says. He's going to be working on hopefully when he works out, of course, he's going to be working on one of my new tracks, of course. I had to involve him. There's no doubt about it. What an incredible musician anyway. A fantastic drummer. He plays bass, he plays guitar. He probably sings, but only in the shower, and keeps it for himself. Great that you're on tonight, my friend. Hamburg is calling. It's probably a bit windy there. It's not good if you've got long hair. Who else is online? It's crazy tonight. 14 people. Mark's online, of course. Hoe is het met je, jongen? Godverdomme! Zijn vriendin nog steeds hier uit Amerika bij jullie daar? Zij denkt, jezus, het is echt kut weer hier, man. Echt. Glenn Williams. Stupid Hot at 8 and 5 a.m. Oh my god, Stupid Hot. Glenn Williams is online. Let me just check if I've got the right Glenn. Bass player. He also played on one of my tracks, which is coming up obviously on the record. Great to hear from you, Glenn. It's fantastic. 5 a.m. in the morning in Australia. You've just come out of lockdown, I believe, so you'll be enjoying yourselves. You'll be on the booze every night. Greetings from Gwen. Thank you so much, Kate. Happy New Year, everybody. And Akhtar, hello from Brazil's online. Good gracious, 15 people. Astrid Kivler, Happy New Year, Dave. Astrid, what time is it where you are? You know, I've got asked that, even though it's Germany, and it's probably the same time as it here. It is here, of course. But I got asked that. It's just in me coming from the UK, you know. Astrid's online. Natsukos. She's online. Wow, that's incredible. That's so incredible. We've got Japan, Brazil. We've got America. We got Rotterdam. What's the weather like where you are, Mark? Beer's in the freezer. Here it's minus 25. I think he might be exaggerating a little bit about the minus 25. Anyway, recently I was talking to my English manager, and she said to me, she said, Dave, when you do your live stream, hope you can hear me well. That's always a bit of a worry for me. She said, when you're doing your, let's go back to the full screen now. We're not using our limit. She said, when you're doing your live stream, make sure you've got a cold green one. And I certainly do here. Don't ask me what this is. It's absolute nonsense, but it does help me be creative. It's funny. It's really strange. It's in a little thing, and it just gives you an extra boost, you know. Anyway, before we continue tonight, I always call it fun and games, mayhem. So we got like 75.82% absolute mayhem, you know, just nonsense, and about 20% and a bit more, so 70, 72, yeah, anyway, something else. The rest of, you know, of 100% is, you know, obviously serious stuff, and we're going to do a little bit of serious tonight. Recently I posted 2 videos. One of them was Pink Cream 69 playing the Masters of Rock in 2007. So I mean, that's a long time ago. Let's not work out how old I was then, but I was a lot younger. I think I was about 37 then in 2007. So you know, different times. And we're going to go and have a quick look at that video. Now somebody, I'm not sure who it was, must have posted it on YouTube. I've seen videos of this performance, you know, for like videos like Shame and stuff like that. Bad quality, but still very celebrated videos. Amazing audience, an amazing recording, live recording of Pink Cream 69 on that very night back then in 2007, possibly in about July, August. Incredible, just burning hot. I mean, just it was an incredible time, and we were, I think at that time we were even possibly recording the Pink Cream 69 DVD, and we wanted to use this footage as extras. I think it's on the DVD somewhere, and somebody's put it online, and it's, for, you know, it's incredible quality. Why not? It's 2007. It's not that long ago, but of course it was different times as far as high definition is concerned. We're just gonna have a quick look at that. Yeah, so it's about 13, 14 years ago, something like that. It's been a while. It's been a while. Now I actually made a quick video, but it didn't turn out really good. But basically, we set off on the day before. We played like the day before in the Czech Republic, somewhere. Don't ask me where. If you look online, you'll probably find it somewhere. Back then, in 2007, we played in Czech Republic. We played. It was a smaller gig, and at that time, it's always been funny for me because in the respect that I could have always looked online to find out where we're going and, you know, what kind of gig it's going to be. But I never do. I always like to be surprised or let down, you know, to sort of get there and go, my God, where are we playing tonight? You know what I mean? So, of course, that was the situation on the Masters of Rock. I didn't realize how big this thing is, right? So we played the night before. It was like a local thing, like a small thing with Pink Cream 69. Great gig. Fantastic evening, and of course we drank lots of alcohol after the gig. Lots of alcohol. So we got on the bus after the gig. Luckily we were traveling at that time with a double decker or even a single decker, you know, where you'd have sleeping areas on top of the bus and everything. And we'd set off to the next gig. We arrived at the next gig and I was not well. I was not feeling good. Quite often you do these gigs and you say you're from the UK, and most people, they want to fill you up, you know what I mean? They want to see how many shots this guy can do. And at that time in my life, not anymore, but at that time in my life, it was important to show the people how many shots I could do, of course. Coming from the UK, to show my drinking strength, you could say. So the next day, I was a bit rough. You know, we'd slept on the bus and I had a bit of a walk round, and I realised real quick, oh my God, this is going to be a massive gig. Yeah, as you can see, you know, I got on stage and I did know that, you know, it's a good gig, and we were really lucky with Pink Cream 69. We got the chance to, you know, to play when it was dark, of course. So you had you had the lights and everything. You had the full effect of this big stage. So it was really fantastic. And but I didn't realize about this. If you look on the left, there's this camera coming in every now and then doing these close-up things. I was like, whoa. What is going on this gig, you know? But the secret problem was that I drunk too much the night before. I could sing and it seemed to work and everything, but the batteries were very low on that gig. You know what I mean? I was 37. If you're a footballer, you're probably gonna retire slowly. It was still doable, but I did learn a big lesson that night. Always be careful and always look on the internet to see what kind of gig it is the next day. Yeah, as you can see, I was definitely having a lot of fun on that gig. Let's have a look and see who's online. Gonna have to use my glasses, unfortunately, more than ever. Walter's online, of course. We just talked recently. He's going to be involved, of course, in the record in some shape or form. Walter, I'm still waiting from a mix from you, my friend. Still waiting from a mix from your guitars, brother. Mark, yeah! Nur Abhörboxen. Ja, das ist eine gute Idee. Nee, leider nicht. Ich muss auch sagen, also abhören mache ich fast gar nicht. Muss echt sagen, ich habe meine Box hier, wo ich meine Gesang aufnehme, und manchmal höre ich mir mal kurz so einen Mix oder irgendwas, aber nicht filmen. Ich muss ein bisschen aufpassen mit dem Nachbarn, ne? Scheiße. Here we go. I missed the lineup. Yeah, I know what you're saying, Astrid. I know where you're coming from, but who knows? Leathertrousersrule.com. Those were the days. You know, I got to look and see if I can find those leather pants and see if I can even get in them. You know, that's kind of part of the thing. Can you still get in those leather pants? You know, they were pretty tight, those pants. And very hot. Hi Britta, wie geht's dir? Wahnsinn. Muss ich ja vorstellen. Ich mache ja gar keinen Gigs im Moment. Ich gehe gar nicht nach Deutschland. Das heißt, mein Deutsch geht echt im Eimer. Da geht weg irgendwie, ne? Richtig scheiße, Mann. Richtig scheiße. Lass uns hoffen, dass es irgendwann mal besser geht. Für uns alle mit dem 2G, 3G, was auch immer, scheiße, bla bla bla. Der Omikron. Freut mich, dass du da bist, auf jeden Fall, ne? Oh, Gwen's on. Hi, David. Enjoy what you put out over the summer fall. Hope you're well. Hey, Mal Fly. Thank you so much. I'm too happy today. What a good year, Noriko. Oh, Gwen, yeah. Welcome to the chat, Gwen. Really, really great to have you on here tonight. Yeah, you know, hope I've not missed anybody so far. It's a long story, really. You know, it's good to be back. It was the right decision, of course, to return at this time, the new year. I've just released the fourth single, in case you missed it, Mary Jane, which is out there. Don't forget to support. Keep clicking on that video. Keep watching it. Tell your friends. Let's get some clicks going on that video on YouTube. It all helps, of course. I'm crazy at the moment, going busy this month. You know, this month is the final push, you could say, for the last songs. I've been in touch with a few guys. A few guys are online here tonight, basically for the final push to get the record finished, of course, you know, to bring it to a final. But what's been really nice is, and I'm sure a lot of people outside the whole thing have noticed, is that these days when you drop a record, you know, we dropped the Voodoo Circle record at the beginning of this year. Check it out, Locked and Loaded. You drop a record and then it gets lost kind of amid the mayhem, you could say, you know, because you cannot, you know, you can try and do a tour if you're in the US maybe, or in the UK. You can probably do some shows, possibly over the summer and the fall. It was possible to do something. I saw a lot of people, Michael Schenker, people like that were on tour. Vandenberg played, I guess, a couple of shows in the UK, which was fantastic. So you just can't promote it. So you drop a record and it just disappears, right? So what I wanted to do with this was that, you know, it's a continual thing. And even on Christmas Day, I released a fourth single. Unfortunately, CD Baby let me down. It's still not out on Spotify. I don't know if you've noticed that yet. It's a real shame. I'm sure very soon it's going to be out there. So on all the listening platforms, they let me down. That happens sometimes. It's Corona times. That's the way it goes, man. Let me just click this back. All right, let's have a look who's online. But it feels good. Feels really good to be back, folks. Hey, Andy, you do a great job on Reignition. Real hard. Looking forward to the next Tank album. Sorry, Frankfurter Wurst. Astrid, do you think that beep will happen? Good question. Good question. Andy. Yeah. Andy's in Austria. Andy's in Austria. Yeah, you know, the whole Tank thing was just going back to the Tank thing. You know, I didn't mention it just yet. But there's dates planned for March, of course, in the UK this year. And, you know, I joined Tank and it just blew up. You know, it just went crazy. We ended up in Japan 2 times Tokyo, where I met so many new people, so many new friends who I've been in contact the whole time. Fantastic, amazing people. And then we went to Australia. I mean, to imagine that we went to Australia. Australia was like in a half-year lockdown. You know, I've talked to a few people in Australia from time to time. Also a friend recently in New Zealand, and you know they've had it rough, man. You know, obviously Australia's been trying to sort of like get like it's been like 12 people have got corona. Let's close the whole country down. You know what I mean? Whereas over here it's a bit different. But we are we're hardcore in lockdown. There ain't nothing open. It's just I don't know. And I think in the beginning it was just it was a shock and it was difficult. But now it's really normal. You just don't go to the shops anymore. People are buying online, and at some point the shops will be gone. So that's the way it goes. Like I said before, we were with Pink Cream 69. We were in the Czech Republic. I'm just about to go on stage, right? And there's no toilets back there. It's a brewery. It's like they make schnapps. The Monsters of Rock thing. It's in Pilsen. From Karlsruhe, it's probably about 3.5 hour drive, possibly 4. We arrived there, in the bus. A bit longer, I guess, in the bus. Those were the luxury days that we had the bus with us. We got there. We there's no sound check. You go on stage, you do it. So I'm about to go on stage, and this is secret stuff, this. And on the left side is a Dixie Clo. There's one of these like plastic toilet things, right? I need to go because I know this is a big gig. There's moving cameras. There's a lot of crazy Czech people. They're all drunk. At the end of the gig, there was a mountain of plastic cups and all that kind of stuff. They just gone crazy. And so I go in this plastic toilet, and this toilet is horrible. It's flooded. There's tampons, all sorts of stuff just flowing around in the bottom of this toilet, right? So I go to the toilet, right, and it was just like the contrast between this box of hell and then going on stage, in front of thousands of people with this amazing concert that would last for a long, it was like set in stone for a long time, many years, and we're watching it still to this day. So to imagine the two different worlds, you couldn't explain it, and you couldn't write it. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm explaining it now, and you can kind of dig it in a way, but I couldn't even mention it on stage. You just can't describe this sort of stuff, and nobody cares anyway. So here we go. Good gracious me, Randy's online! I can't believe it. That's incredible. Live from, let's put this back. It's not going to play, man. Live from Limburg. Anyway, incredible. Great to see you, man. Well, see you, hear you. Hope you had a good start to this year. Like I said before, you guys with Vandenberg. Randy joined Vandenberg last year, before the corona, I guess. And we had a quick call, and I said to him, congratulations, my friend. This is what you need. An incredible bass player, incredible guy. Perfect rock and roll kind of guy. He was destined to do this, and to get the gig, maybe I'm a bit jealous, you know what I mean? But to get the gig with Vandenberg, it's just so incredible. And they went over to the UK, I guess, the end of the last year, to do a couple of shows. But I think that was it, though. I think that's the only things that you guys did. Like I said before, you make a record these days, you drop it, and there's not a lot you can do. And I rejoice in the fact that on on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, I could release the fourth single. And if anybody's not seen that single, you can check it out. And by the way, the video begins with a bass player, Raoul Walton. So incredible, so amazing, man. Thank you so much for being involved in this track, man, if you're listening. Actually, by the way, Randy, while you're online here, man, this has got to be a first. You know, man, can you record at home? Is it possible to get the bass player from Vandenberg on one of my tracks? Is that possible? Let's get in touch and let's see if we can work it out on the latest track. I got some incredible people. On Mary Jane, like I said before, I've got Raoul Wanton from New York living in Germany. I got Lucky Regazas. He played on Shelter for the Storm. I got on bass Raoul Walton. I got on drums John. Oh my God! I said this in an earlier vlog, and he actually told me how to pronounce it. Kelland. That could be right. John Kelland from Eden's Curse, an incredible band. A friend of mine, Paul Logue, who played on my first solo record. I met John actually in the Netherlands for the first time. He's from Scotland. I say the UK, he's a Scottish man. And like Paul, and incredible guys, funny guys. I mean, non-stop jokes. You know, incredible people. And I met John back then, and I thought this is a cool guy. He's a bit quiet somehow. Maybe he's not. His lovely wife also sings as well, and seems like quite kind of a guy, you know, for a drummer. And I contacted him, and he just did an incredible job on this track. I mean, he just knew exactly what to do. This song is actually about 35 years old. I actually jammed this song with a band called Splatterpunk that I was in many years ago in a practice room, and I found a cassette, and I found the basics of this song on the cassette, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to revive this song. This kind of revives me when I was a young boy 35 years ago. I was 4 years old, and no, but you know, I had to revive it. It was time to revive this track and give it a chance, and I'm really proud of it. And also, somebody did actually comment, which was really cool. It kind of goes a little bit back to the first solo record, and that was important to me. And the rest of the songs also connect probably a bit more to the first record. I tried to go a little bit more modern with the newer stuff, and I think that's important to get like maybe a wider audience, you know, with The Fallen and Madame Medusa. But the other tracks do return a little bit more to the first record, but it's a heavier sound. That's important for me. Big style. Hi there folks, my name's David Readman, and I'd like to take this chance today to introduce you to my new t-shirt, my new artwork. You can pick it up on this link down below. This is the artwork to my new solo record, Medusa, and the single that will be released next month on the 2nd of the 4th. Like I said, you can pick it up from this link below. All proceeds from this t-shirt, from the sales, anything that's made on top basically goes back into my record. Anyway, I'm doing a GoFundMe, and you can check out, this is how far we got so far. Going really good. Check out my YouTube channel, like and subscribe. See you soon. Adios! Yeah, so let's go moving on a little bit. Like I said before, we've got a bit of mayhem in there, which is quite often the case, as you know, on my streams. Lots of mayhem, absolute nonsense, cups of tea, beans. Like I said in the chat before, I just love cake, and I'm going to eat a piece of cake later on. Big style. But moving on to a serious side, because there is a serious side to all this, of course, to a point. I played with a guy called Thomas Blug. I guess it was like 6-7 years ago in Saarbrücken in Saarland, which is an incredible place. It's kind of sandwiched between France, the Pfalz, Luxembourg, maybe a bit of Belgium, and they're really squeezed in there. So it's kind of weird. They call it a province. You know, the Germans like to say it's a province, and I played there. And it was the Stadsfest, so it was like the city's party or whatever. And he brought me in, and we spent like 4 or 5 days getting ready for this with a full orchestra, of course. So there's no room for jamming or mistakes. And recently, like the other track, I found this video online as well, because obviously it came out as a DVD, I'm not one to, you know, release songs that's on DVDs on YouTube. You know, if somebody's selling this stuff and you know, making money back, they may have needed to make the thing. You know, you've got to support the artists. I wouldn't necessarily put it on, but I found it online, really good quality. Check this out.
Music was my first love. It won't be my last. Music of the future. Music of the past. Live without my music. Impossible to do. In this world of trouble, music pulls me through. Am I so broken? What's that your head name?
Yeah, and what a fantastic night that was in Saarbrücken. About 5, 6, maybe 7 years ago, sort of, yeah, God only knows. I'd like to give you a date, but that's difficult. I got to check it out online. But it was just so fantastic. 34 degrees in Saarbrücken. It was so hot that night. It was so warm. We spent the whole day in shorts, messing around, doing sound checks and all that kind of stuff. And then finally to get on stage with those leather pants. It was a leather pants alert. I don't know if it's the same leather pants as the other video. Possibly not, because you know those leather pants, they kind of like, they do go, you know, you do go past the sell by date to a point, you know what I mean? Because it's like running around in a cup of tea or something like that. You're just burning up in those pants. You know, you can definitely lose some calories in those leather pants, but you know, I did enjoy those times. You know, I could go and buy another pair of leather pants, but let's open the shops first and let's get back to normal a little bit and see what happens. Anyway, Randy, that stands. Is it possible to get the bass player from Vandenberg on one of my tracks? I'm sure you can record at home. Would be so fantastic. It's at the end of the day, it's about getting my people, you know, my friends, people I've met. You know, we've had our ups and downs, there's disagreements from time to time. But I think in these times, you know, in these stupid times, it's important to support each other and to come together, you know. And, you know, we're all in the same situation, you know. And, yeah, I think that's what it's all about these days, more than ever, you know.
Music of the band. Let's get some hands in there tonight. Come on. Yeah.
So last year I had the chance to play with Orchestral again. It was like really strange because, you know, in these crazy times to be able to go on stage with full orchestra, that was terrible with dates. Tribute for John, basically, and they asked me to. I ended up in a place called Berghaus, I think it was called, or Bergheim, which is very near Cologne. I went over to Cologne basically towards the end of last year, sort of, I think it was like October, November or something like that. And the day after I actually went back to the south, quite near Karlsruhe where I lived, and played with the Purple Family. So it was a massive weekend, really cool, successful weekend. And I've actually received videos, and I'm going to do a vlog, of course. And that was Deep Purple stuff, and it was just a fantastic, also really fantastic, great evening. These are highlights that stick out, of course. You know, obviously other highlights are big highlights, of course. Australia and Japan, 2 times Tokyo. I mean, you know, I look back at those videos to this day on my vlog, of course, and I have a quick look and obviously to look at what I was doing. I was watching recently the first cruise video that I did from Monsters of Rock cruise, which of course will happen this year. I haven't talked about it too much. I don't know what's going on. It's still happening, you know. There's no doubt about that. But you know, it's one of those things. You know, everybody's kind of sitting back and just waiting to find out what's going on. There's been a lot of reports and stuff, but as far as I know, it's going ahead as usual. You know. Let's see who's online. We got the chat here. Big Stalio. Let's go back to the main video. Was the first time I played with orchestra, and it's true though, but it was weird because I'm with Thomas Blug. I always, obviously with Pink Cream 69, Voodoo Circle we jam a little bit, but with Pink Cream 69 and those kind of bands, Almanac, you don't jam. You know, you play the song like you've rehearsed, or basically like it is on record. So there's no space for let's jam, guys, let's blues it up or whatever. And with Thomas Blug, I always jammed. You know, we would play songs like 10 minutes. It would be jamming and doing solos and this and drums and crazy stuff, and a little bit like the 70s. The 70s were a little bit like that, very jammy, you know, jamming around off each other, you know, and I was used to that. So to play with Thomas Blug in this kind of scenario, in this situation with an orchestra where there was no room for jamming, you can't jam, you know. It's like you're playing the song, and if you go wrong, the orchestra continues doing what's on the paper, you know, on the notes, right? So they're going to carry on. You've got to, you know, there's no room for that. So that was kind of weird, you know. I like to jam a little bit, and that was out of the question. So I mean, you needed to know the arrangements of these songs anyway, you know. But some of the stuff, music, and I also did Kashmir and some other stuff I'd never really done before. And these are music's not really a complicated song. There's not much lyrics, which is great for me, of course. But there is quite an arrangement involved, you know, and areas where you need to be coming in on time and stuff like that. Obviously for the orchestra, we rehearsed like 2 days before. It was a big deal. There was a lot of work involved in a 2-hour concert, you know. So, you know, we rehearsed in the theatre, and just had an amazing 4 or 5 days in Saarbrücken. It was just so fantastic, really so fantastic. Glenn Williams, hoping Pink Cream 69 tours Japan this year. Well, you know, it would be amazing, man. I mean, you know, who knows what's going to happen. You know, things have changed. Big Stalio, you know, I mean, imagine there was a time all our lives, you know, you just did stuff, you know, you got a call, you got an email, let's go to Japan, you know, and we took things for granted in a big way, you know. It's like sometimes you didn't want to do stuff, whereas now you just do it like that, you know. And it's difficult for me. I don't know. It's strange. I see a lot of musicians online waiting around for stuff, you know, to happen or whatever. A first concert in like 2 years or whatever, 2.5 years. I mean, luckily this year I was very lucky. I think March, April, something like that, I started doing a few bits and pieces. But, you know, I did like maybe 6-7 gigs, you know, and I normally do 80. I normally do about 80 gigs, you know, possibly more. I never really count, you know what I mean? It's always been, I've always been very lucky. But things have changed a little bit, you know, and when the time comes that we can do these things again, like, you know, I think you can probably go to Japan. But the next problem, of course, is that you're facing is people are scared, you know, and it's getting the people to the point where they don't have to be scared anymore, you know, to go and stand in a room with a lot of people, you know. And of course there's the 2G and all that all that crazy stuff and passes. And I'd say I'm gonna tomorrow. That's actually a thing. Tomorrow I'm going to get my booster at 3 o'clock in Waalwijk. Yeah. So honestly, I don't know what to make of it. You know, I've only just had a vaccination, so I'm already going for the booster. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you know, I'm doing it like a lot of people to protect other people and to be able to travel. Enough of that. What's going on, Sarah? Yes, and please come over to the UK in any form. Well, actually, I was over in the UK. I went to see thank God, after 2 years, I went to see my family, to see my mother. And that was quite a surreal experience in many ways, obviously, going to the UK with a mask on, you know, ordering a test when you get there and the whole business, you know, flying with a mask and everything, flying for the first time after 2 years. It was pretty mad. It was quite an experience, and you know, I'm obviously going to return back to the UK. I'm going to give it a little bit, things to sweeten out a little bit, you know, get through the beginning of the winter, and hope things ease up a little bit, especially over here. Funny thing was that I hadn't actually left this part of the world in 2 years. So obviously I'm leaving Europe with a British passport, so they put a stamp in it. And normally when I travel with a British passport, they're not interested. You're part of the European community and they don't care. But this time, of course, I left and he said to me, do you have a verblijfsdocument? Do you have an ID card? I said, yeah. So it was cool. So when I came back into the country, the only thing he wanted to see was my ID card, that I'm allowed to stay in this part of the world, in Europe. So that's changed, man. That's changed big style because of the Brexit, and that's the only thing that I've noticed, you know, apart from all the trucks hanging out at Dover, of course. Anyway, hope you enjoyed my live show tonight. It's been great to be online again. I'm busy doing the rest of the tracks. This month hopefully is going to be the big push. I got a lot of great people involved. Maybe Randy's going to get back to me. He's probably gone off. But yeah, we're all in the same boat. Great to see you online. Great to see you, Glenn. Let's go down the list, of course. It's been so fantastic. 21 people online. Sarah. Hi, sí. Hola, ¿qué tal? Mark, Astrid, Diana S. Thank you so much from the US. Anakta. Amazing. Thank you so much. Dieter Simon. Hi, David. Grüße aus Eschweiler. Na, Grüße zurück, auf jeden Fall. Britta, auf jeden Fall. Grüße an dein Freund mit dem langen Haar. Natürlich kenne ich den noch, logischerweise. Spirit, thanks so much, my friend. I'll get in contact. Grüße nach Hamburg. Sarah, of course, my manager. Noriko. She's going to get some of the Medusa items. Thank you so much. Randy, thanks for tuning in, brother. Yeah, I think we got everybody. Glenn from Australia, Kate, of course, lots of love to you. Yeah, it's been really cool tonight. Andy from Austria. Yeah, I think we've got everybody. Gwen. Yeah, it's just been really cool. Walter, of course. So we got so many languages here tonight, and probably nobody knows what I'm talking about as usual. With my Burnley accent. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. It's been a great pleasure. Let's see what we can do. Maybe we can pull out 2 streams in a month, something like that. Maybe I'm online next week. Who knows? Who the hell knows? Thank you for tuning in. It's been a great pleasure. Let me go back to my program here. And there's only one thing to say at this point, and we know what that is. And let's do it all together. Adios!
Running round in circles, can't you feel the heat? There's a blind man running under my feet. Everybody's searching for the God inside. It will take your body, it will take your pride. Need no religion to set me free, 'cause there's always someone preaching at me. Can you hear me calling? Got a message for you. Gonna take you home, gonna shake your bones. But you never listen, baby. Like a dog on a sharp line, gonna make you want my break the chain.
My name's David Readman and I'd like to welcome you to my Tuesday night Fun and Games live show. Every Tuesday night on YouTube at 8 o'clock. Come and join in.